Hello everyone. So today we are talking to Usha Thorat ma'am, who have served India as Deputy Governor to RBI Bank and illustrious career of various roles at RBI as an economist, and also a lot of social work for various large organizations as Indian Cancer Society, BNHS, and many more such. So it's been an effort that where we want to create some stories which are inspiring to us, which guide us in life, what we want to be, and just a small effort towards that.
I think when I was in 7th standard, I think, or 7th standard, there was a geography teacher. So we used to study about India, and then how many rivers you have, how much good irrigation, how much of minerals we have, what good natural resources, and there's such an old civilization. So then the question always she would ask, then why do you think India is poor and compared to the rest of the world, why do you think that we are in the condition we are? And that question, I think, always was something that I deeply felt was important.
Okay.
And of course, later on in school, college, and everything, choice of subjects. Choice of subjects, I loved maths, but I wasn't too hot on the sciences. Then, so economics seemed to be a good choice because it did involve some kind of analytical skills and that kind of a thing. So then when I got more into the subject, I found it more interesting. It was kind of answering many of the issues and thoughts and problems that had been, troubling one. Also, I was equally clear that I didn't want to just get into academics and, just go on studying more and more. Because I feel then what you're doing is you're only an armchair, you're only second-hand information knowledge. Right. So I wanted to get into the real world. Nice. So that kind of led me to the choice of, it was either the IAS or it was Reserve Bank.
Okay.
Because the subjects that I took were more in tune with what RBI was trying. Although in the IAS you had an opportunity to really help people, You had quite a lot of authority and power.
Right.
And maybe you can make a huge amount of difference. But somehow the RBI exam, I think, came before the IAS exam.
Okay.
And I got it. So just went for it.
Nice. Southern India is more for education, I think. So do you think belonging from there kind of helped in you taking these decisions in your early life?
I think in India, whether you are, really getting into education, not only depends, it depends a lot on what is the, class you belong.
Yeah.
So, when everybody in the family was quite, they had all done higher studies, and even my great-grandfather had.
Okay.
So it was it was something that was very part of the culture.
Okay.
And the caste as well. Okay. So I think one cannot be, unmindful of that factor.
Right.
The other reason was, I think it's not South-North so much, I feel. Because I studied, although I did my school final in the South, I came to Delhi for my graduation and post-graduation.
Right, at Lady Shri Ram.
Which was really students from all parts of the country.
Yeah.
So there I found that in undergraduate, there were clearly people who were very much interested in studies, and there were very many girls, because it was a girls' college,
Right.
who were really taking a degree to, get married or whatever. So that way there was a huge difference between amongst the students themselves.
But now Lady Shri Ram, getting Lady Shri Ram is very tough, right? Now their cutoffs and all are like so tough.
Yeah, that's true, because it's a prestigious college.
Yeah.
And also you had the normal BA stream and you had the honors stream.
Right.
Getting into the honors stream was a tough thing those days. Getting into BA stream, I don't think was that tough.
Okay.
But now, if you were to ask me, and I have no idea because I haven't seen and visited the college for a long time, although I did go for some lectures, I think there are both categories still.
Okay, interesting. Is there any story which you would like to tell us?
Actually, there are so many stories.
Whichever you felt more hard
Each one is very interesting, exciting. When you think of the overall, economy and macroeconomic issues, I was actually a fairly senior officer at the time of 1991, which was the time when India liberalized.
Okay.
So I always say that 19 years of my career was before 1991 and 19 years was after 1991. So I have seen the before and after.
Okay.
So, and that time I was also in certain departments which were at the cutting edge of the reform.
Okay.
So whether it was the foreign exchange, way we were doing foreign exchange, the way we were doing interest rates, everything was at a total change from the past.
Okay.
So I was part of the team which was led by amazing governors who really put the country onto what we consider a modern,
Yes.
market-based
Absolutely.
economy. So I think that was perhaps very, very exciting times and very challenging because there was we didn't have any previous experience. It was all uncharted territory.
Uncharted territory.
If you want to say what really gave me satisfaction was when I was looking after financial inclusion.
Okay.
When we had to get more of the benefits of financial growth, banking system growth to the people who really were otherwise not able to access finance.
Right.
Now, for example, even opening a bank account
Right.
was so tough in those days. And I'm talking about, mind you, in 2000 and 2005 when we started this.
Okay.
Because you had to go to a bank through a customer on whom the bank already had knowledge, who had to give you an introduction.
So that becomes a guarantor.
That becomes a deterrent. How do you then get somebody? Because if you are from a very low income family, the bank customers are all in a very elitist sort of a way, you thought. And then how to get somebody to introduce you. So you have to then see the village talati, then you'll have to give some money under the table. So like that, there were lots and lots of hurdles for, people from very humble backgrounds to really open even a bank account.
Right.
So that was the first thing that we kind of said, now how are we going to make it simpler for people to open bank accounts?
Correct.
How is it going to be easier for women to open bank accounts?
Correct.
So that I would say was a journey which I think for me was the most fulfilling.
So nice. Yeah.
And there's one story which I'll never forget.
Please tell us.
It was in Kolhapur.
Okay.
We used to do what was called an outreach program.
Okay.
When we used to go at the highest level in the Reserve Bank to different parts of the country, villages, and then have one kind of a, meeting with all the local people.
Okay.
And find out what they felt about the banking system, right from their horse's mouth, so to say. And at that time, we just introduced this biometric identification for operating your bank account. Okay. There was no Aadhaar at that time.
Right.
And this was before Aadhaar came. So when we realized that a lot of the people are illiterate, especially the women, then how do you, identify yourself? So, and how do you know that when the person comes again, they're the same person who's actually sort of has the right to operate that bank account. So, and it was also the beginning of mobile banking, very, very, very early stages. But we used to have these biometric devices, which was like a small box. Then you put your thumb impression on it, and then, because at the time, then you could open an account where the thumb impression would be matched, and that was in the bank system.
Okay.
And that was, the internet had just started, so that could be uploaded in the bank server.
Okay.
So when you went to operate the account, then you had to put again your thumb impression, and that would allow you to operate the account.
Okay.
So not like a PIN or anything like that, which is now prevalent. So, and also this could be done at any location, close to where the women were staying, close to where the families were. It did not have to happen at the bank branch.
Fantastic.
Otherwise, bank branch was so far away. So this was really like a doorstep banking
Nice.
through agents. And they could not do any cheating because the authentication had to be there, and it was straight away put into the bank's books. So the agent was absolutely responsible, for that, and you can always catch him.
Okay.
So we went to one Zilla here, and the Zilla Parishad chief was there. And at that time, mobile banking was just starting. So we said, maybe it's a good idea to have mobile banking. So they said, no, madam, don't ever get rid of the thumb impression. Because for these women, their thumb impression cannot be taken away from them.
Oh my God. Okay.
They said their PIN numbers will be taken away, their passwords will be taken away.
Right.
And you don't know, the husbands will do that and then take away the money and drink it up or something like that.
Yeah.
So always insist on this thumb impression, and please don't ever get rid of that.
Okay.
But we have moved away far from there. So I suppose some of the women still regret they cannot operate the account only with a thumb impression, and nobody else can operate. There are these banks, these women banks and all that. But ultimately, if you want to get a loan, where is the property? In whose name is the property?
Yeah.
Why do you need the husband's guarantee for your taking a loan?
Right.
There are all kinds of hurdles, even though she may be having a perfectly good business going. Even though she may have a registration of the micro small enterprise in her name, accessing banking facilities and getting a line of credit, getting a that kind of facility is still a very, very big challenge.
True.
So although we started this like years ago, 20 years ago, I still feel this access issue is a challenge.
It's been prevalent, especially in rural areas and women who are not.
No, even women entrepreneurs in urban areas, they're not finding. I remember my beauty parlor lady in Bombay. She wanted to, set up an entire independent parlor, and she had excellent clients, very good customers. And I just wanted to, because those days we were talking a lot about women's inclusion, financial inclusion. I said, okay, let's do an experiment. Now you go to the nearby banks in this area and go and find out that you want a loan. This is your credentials. You got all these wonderful certificates. This is the location you have found. And this is going to be the total cost. And this is what your earnings are per month. And I will definitely be able to repay the loan. So she went, no luck.
That is so sad.
Yeah. And then I spoke to the branch bank. And I said, see, I've been trying and trying for the last 3-4 months, trying to get her a loan. So now, please somehow see to it. And, that she's not deprived of it. I don't remember whether I gave her a guarantee or not. But she got the loan. And even today, she's so grateful. She says, I cannot just forget what you did for me.
Yeah, that's important. And I hope our system is still better now. How did BHNS happen?
BNHS, I was always interested in bird watching and everything.
Okay.
So when I started going for more of their programs and met some of the people, they asked me. Then I thought this is an opportunity to, use my, whatever exposure I have and expertise I have to contribute to at that time I think it was about 120-year-old organization with such a rich tradition and legacy. So I said, okay, then I continued like that.
How sweet.
We also set up what was called the Green Governance Program at that time.
Okay.
Trying to take corporate leaders into the nature and make them understand the wonder of nature and to see how they could contribute to maintaining the way it was. So that was called a Green Governance Program, and how they should really be mindful of all the environmental laws and Forest Rights Act and other things which protected the environment, so that they would also be liable for any non-compliance with the regulations. So that was a good program. I've been in the Indian Cancer Society.
Okay.
I'm the managing trustee.
Okay.
And I've been there now for last 14 years.
Okay.
So it's a very, very fulfilling role I'm playing as a trustee and now the managing trustee.
Okay.
So it's again another organization which started in 1951.
Okay.
So we'll be celebrating 75 years in 2026.
Wow.
So it was started by people with amazing vision.
Right.
Dr. Jasawala was a very senior doctor in the Tata Memorial Hospital.
Okay.
And he realized that many things that needed to be done required a more experimental kind of an environment to do it.
Right.
And Tata Memorial Hospital may not have been prepared for many of those things.
Okay.
For example, things like a pap smear for testing for cervical cancer. That was, he brought it into India, in the Indian Cancer Society.
Okay.
The first chemotherapy unit, because that they somehow could not get done in Tata. Tata, they mostly did surgeries for cancers. So all these rest of the things, like chemotherapy, radiation, Dr. Jasawala was such a sighted person that he started the first radiation place where you could get radiation done.
Okay.
First chemotherapy lab, first registry, first rehabilitation unit.
Wow.
So when you do a surgery, like I've just got my surgery done, that's all very good. But what is the most important thing after that is the physiotherapy, the rehabilitation. So he was the first one in India and maybe this part of the world to start a full-fledged rehabilitation unit.
Okay.
In the Indian Cancer Society.
Okay.
So there I was asked to come by, a friend of mine was having a breast cancer and she had this doctor, Dr. Kurkure in Breach Candy.
Okay.
And I used to go with her
Okay.
for her appointments. So he asked me one day, he said, why don't you join us? You can come, we have a fund which we've set up, a cancer cure fund, which is a mutual fund where the dividend is given for treatment of less privileged people with low income, and we will do it on a very scientific, rigorous basis. And HDFC Asset Management Company is setting up this mutual fund, and we want you to be one of the members of that. So that's how my journey with the Indian Cancer Society started. So most of my time now I'm involved with that. And we are doing right from awareness, making people aware that cancer is not a dreaded disease. If you detect it early, you can be cured, completely cured. And you just have to have good, healthy habits, eschew all this, tobacco and chewing and all these habits. Plus, if you get yourself tested regularly, in fact, it takes as much as 10 years for a pre-cancer stage to become a cancer.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So which means you can actually get yourself tested at least for breast cancer, oral cancer, cervical cancer, which are all easily tested, very low cost, and you can be sure that if there's any issue, you can get.
Somehow I feel there is less awareness about people.
That is why it is mostly about
tests
awareness.
Are those, or they are available where, and which are those which we can do for free.
True. That is why we do a huge amount of awareness campaigns.
Okay.
But not enough. We are using social media, we are using OTT platforms, we are using radio programs, we are using celebrities.
Even educated people like me doesn't want to really go through it
because
properly.
there are two kinds of things. One is, why me? It will not happen to me. But then you realize it is happening to everybody. So then the why should I go and get smashed? And even the normal tests that we do in your blood test and cardiovascular and sugar and all that. What are the cancer tests that you do?
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
So even the executive health checkup, for example.
Right.
Nobody opens your mouth and says, let me see your mouth.
Yeah.
Oral cancers are detected at a very early stage. Breast cancer is nothing but a physical examination, or if you can afford it, then a mammography.
Yeah.
Cervical cancer is just a pap test.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why women shouldn't get themselves screened. And now for children, you can vaccinate against cervical cancer.
Yeah.
Age 9 to 11 age group.
9 to 11 age.
If you vaccinate the child. So our latest slogan was screen the mother and vaccinate the child.
Okay.
So then you're sure that you're 2 steps ahead of cancer.
Awesome. What are the things you did prior or Just run us through your career a bit, or what you did a bit. So
No, career was basically through and through in the Reserve Bank.
right.
So I joined as a direct recruit, worked in almost all the departments, worked in Guwahati, traveled the entire Northeast
Okay.
for my career.
All
Then
right.
traveled in Chennai, I was posted for nearly 6 years. Then in Bombay, it's been just one continuous. I was also a member of faculty in a couple of times. One spell, I was a member of faculty. Then I've been members of these international committees, IMF, Bank for International Settlements. It's a bank
Okay.
of central banks.
Okay.
All the members are central bankers. Like Reserve Bank, there is in every country. So you have annual meetings, you have various working groups, committees, on which you evolve best practices all sitting together, something you agree upon.
Right.
The global financial crisis was there. We had very frequent meetings of
Okay.
that to see what could be done, what are the issues. So being a part of this whole global and national leadership and thought leadership kind of has obviously been the most exciting part of the
Nice.
career. Plus the other aspect, I was also in charge of currency,
Okay.
banknotes.
Okay.
In fact, I was chairing a committee which designed the rupee.
Okay. Which Uday Kumar design? The Uday Kumar who
Yeah.
designed.
So we were the ones who selected
Okay,
his
awesome.
design.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was fun.
Superb.
So then setting up the note printing, manufacturing.
Okay.
Till then, India did not manufacture the note paper on which notes are printed.
Okay.
We were only importing the newsprint,
Okay.
the paper print,
Okay.
the paper, the raw material,
Okay.
rather the sheets of paper.
Okay.
We called it newsprint.
Okay.
And then on that, we were printing the designs.
Okay.
So, and that was not from the national security point of view, it was not a very good idea. So, pushed and got it established in Mysore.
Okay.
So, it was amazing because the raw material, just can you guess what is the raw material from which currency paper is made?
Paper, like
What paper?
But paper should have some element which makes it retain for really long and
Yeah.
through various
Yeah.
material
But what
and
could that such a material be?
fabric,
Fabrics also.
Very
some
good.
cotton things. Yeah.
Cotton waste.
Yeah.
And we had huge amount of cotton waste in Coimbatore and Tirupur
Right.
and all that.
Right.
And all this was being sent abroad, I think, to make the same paper that we needed.
Okay.
And the machinery was also something that was manufactured here.
Right.
So, the machinery itself was Indian.
Okay.
And they were some Swiss or I don't know what company was using it. So we said, why don't we set it up? So we set up a totally indigenous, currency note
Nice.
manufacturing company. And any case, we had the printing technology.
Okay.
So we did the entire banknote was then manufactured 100% in India, which came in very useful at the time of demonetization.
Would you like to talk about other things you did than your main
Yeah, the other things obviously I'd like to talk about is my family.
career? Yeah.
How did I manage
Yes,
my career
please.
and
Yeah,
my
yeah.
home, which wasn't
It's
easy.
integral part. Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah, and obviously huge amount of support and understanding from the children, although they are sometimes angry that there was not enough time because it was a very stressful job at some times.
Yeah.
So my husband used to say the quality of the breakfast in our house depends on the exchange rate today. So it was like that. And the children, when they're small, they need you in a particular way. When they're grown up, they need you. I've got 2 daughters.
Yeah.
And then they need you in a very different sort of a way. So you just got to be there. And I thought I was doing the balancing act quite well till, they actually called it out. They said, no, you. So I guess it's always, not the most optimal way to manage. But I guess today's generation has got much more options when they are at that first 1 to 5 age, 0 to 5 or 0 to 6.
Yeah.
For the mothers, there are more options to, get out and get in. But then when you're in a career, How much leave can you take? And then that goes against you in your career.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so it's not easy. We
Yeah.
just have to balance everything.
Yeah.
I think the
Generation.
biggest thing I want to tell everybody is there is something God-given gift to this country. I don't think it's God-given. It's given by Patanjali, and that's yoga.
That's
Yoga.
yeah. Yeah.
I said if there's one thing which has kept me going, it is yoga.
Fantastic. Okay.
I got introduced to Iyengar yoga very early,
Okay.
and I was practicing regularly. Always made me feel good. And later, of course, when I had to go on transfer to other places, whatever local, in Chennai at least there was a good yoga mandiram, and I'd learn. But then later mothering, this thing, that thing. So one kind of does it in fits and starts. So if there's one message I'd like to give the 30s and the 40s is please start early looking after your health and your body.
Yes.
It's absolutely critical.
Yes.
And if there is another message I would like to give is that, don't wait till it's too late.
Yeah.
So if you do, and I think that has really stood me in good stead because I did develop a kind of a disc problem in the 90s, middle of the 90s.
Okay.
And traction and all kinds of therapies one tried.
Okay.
Nothing worked. So I went for Iyengar yoga.
Okay.
And that has completely helped me over all these 30, 40 years.
Fantastic.
It has never been, the way it was. So I am at it.
Okay.
And even for the knee problem, it is osteoarthritis. You can't do anything but degeneration.
Okay.
So it's yoga. And after COVID, the plus of it was you got online classes. So then you can really do it, at least twice, thrice a week.
Yeah.
And then that keeps you really, I
Right.
would say, in a very good position to
Yeah.
get better stamina, to be able to manage all the, old age issues in a
Yeah.
much better manner. So
Yeah.
I am absolutely a total message carrier for yoga, especially Iyengar yoga.
I completely agree. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. You gave one really important message.